refreshing at 8 o'clock to see if they get in. In reality, probably the people watching the replays from the secret link in the vlogs. But if you are in nice and early, hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How has your weekend been? Is it warm where you... It's properly warm here. Is it warm where you are? Did you watch the football earlier? Etc, etc, etc. I'm waiting to see it all sync up on YouTube, so I know that we're live over there as well. We'll give that just another second or two to sync up. It looks like we have synced up with YouTube. There's Kev talking away on YouTube as well. Usual message for those of you watching on YouTube. If you want to get involved in the chat, you need to come over to YouNow. The link to that is down in the description to this video. So you can head on over here to YouNow. It's younow.com/Lelujo, and we can have a little chat. The structure that we're doing tonight, same as ever. I have a full, newly made cup of coffee that I'll try and show you into the top of there. There you go. A fresh cup of coffee. We're going to sit here and have a little bit of a chat for as long as it takes me to finish that cup of coffee. Things that we could chat about tonight. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff. Obviously, England played in the World Cup earlier today, but don't worry, it's not all going to be about football. I went to the autism show yesterday and put the vlog out for that at 5 o'clock. That was a really cool day. What else has been going on since we last did a Q&A? Oh, I've made some announcements over on the gaming channel. I did a channel update over there yesterday. There's probably some more stuff too. So if you are watching over on YouTube, make sure you head on over here to YouNow, younow.com/Lelujo. Then we can get involved in the chat. I can't see the chat on YouTube. So if you want to get involved in the chat, you've got to come over to YouNow. It's the only place that I'll be able to see. So if you would like to begin over in the YouNow chat, firing some questions at me, we'll do our normal Q&A format. I'll have my first sip of coffee to kick things off. And we begin. What am I streaming tonight? On Twitch, I'm going to be streaming Train Station Simulator on Twitch tonight from 9 o'clock. So something a little bit different over there. I'm giving Football Manager a little bit of a rest from streaming at the moment. I just feel a little bit Football Managered out. I've been playing football. Not only have I been playing Football Manager most days for the last 25 years, but I've been not forced. Forced is the wrong word because I still love doing it. But I've had to play Football Manager to make videos every single day for the last 2.5 years, and it's been my job for the last year, and I've kind of been doing it. Everyone needs a break from their job sometimes. Can I sort the sound out? What's wrong with the sound, Aaron? I'm a little bit confused. Is anyone else having problems with the sound? Andy's good, thank you. Any advice for people who are going through a rough time in their life? The only advice I can ever give to people who are going through a rough time is just know that you'll come out the other end of it at some point. Everyone has difficult times from time to time. Just view it as a way to... it's just the world testing your character, and eventually you will come out the other side of it. Hopefully a stronger, happier person because of it, but it's often hard to see. When you're in the middle of the tough time, it can be really hard to see that. So just keep going and everything will work out eventually. Did I enjoy... yeah, Private Tutor. I did enjoy the autism show. It was great. Have I ever been into Mortal Kombat? No. It had novelty value when I was at primary school because it had the fatalities, and this was before parents knew what video games were. It was on the Game Boy, so we were allowed to play it. So we kind of got away with it, but that's the only time I ever showed any interest. Has Andy had any more toast since the vlog? Since last night? No, he's not had any toast today. He's eaten a lot of waffles today. What do I make of Posh's new signing, Siriki Dembele from Grimsby? I expect him to be a backup player because we've got a lot of good attacking players as it is. I've never seen him play though, so I don't know. Perhaps he's brilliant. Sarah's saying the sound is fine. So if Aaron, if you can't hear me, perhaps try what Sarah's saying. Mute and unmute, or refresh the stream, refresh the page. Hopefully you'll be able to sort your sound out. What's the actual problem that you're having? Did Andy go on a walk? Yes, we went on a walk to the woods this morning. It was really, really cool. It was a good morning. How was the autism show? Meeting the people who are making history there. It was good. It was really cool. I really enjoyed the autism show. I kind of wish I'd been able to go to more of it. Like they're doing the whole tour. They go London, Birmingham, Manchester, and I was only there for the Birmingham one. And I kind of wish I'd been going to the other two as well because it was a really good day. I'll certainly try and do all three of them next year. It was really cool to meet up, put some faces to names. I met a lot of people who watch the videos. Met a lot of people whose videos I've seen, and it was a very cool day. Does he still try food when we have dinner? He does sometimes. We're not pushing that really hard at the moment because he's being so adventurous with other food. Aaron, I don't know why you've not got sound on you now. All I can suggest is that you refresh because everyone else seems to be fine. So Dembele's not the best. Had a couple of games. Thinks he's God's gift to football. Gets bullied off the ball far too easy. Hopefully we'll sort him out. Did I see the Lingard goal? I did. I saw all the England goals. I basically made them happen. Anna discovered that we've got a live football mode on our TV. She turned that on and suddenly England played better than ever. Do I want to do any more collaborations? I do, Tiffany. In fact, I was talking to a few people yesterday about some collaborations, and now we're, 7 or 8 weeks away from Summer in the City? Because it's difficult for me to do collaborations just on a day-to-day basis because so much of my week is spent in this studio recording gaming videos because that's kind of my bread and butter. That's certainly up until very recently, that's where the bulk of my income has come from, although it's balanced out kind of between the two channels now. Not because this one has increased, but because the gaming one's dropped off a little bit because it's that time of year. So they're kind of equally as important as each other at the moment, but I can't take a day off of making gaming videos to go and travel around the country to meet up with people. But obviously, Summer in the City, if you don't know what it is, it's the closest the UK have got at the moment to VidCon, which is going on in America at the moment. It's a big YouTube and streamer event down in London. I went last year, it was really, really cool, but I only went to the Friday, which is the Creator Day. This year I'm there for the full weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully have the opportunity to meet loads of you lot if you're going to be there. But also, it's a place where I can try and spend some time getting some collaborations recorded, because everyone who makes YouTube videos, certainly everyone who's taking YouTube seriously, will be at Summer in the City. I think most people, if they can be, they'll be there. So I'm going to start putting some feelers out over the next couple of weeks to try and set up some collaborations to do while I'm down there. Do they have an autism show in California? I don't know. I know when it first started in the UK, it was advertised as the first one in the world, but it's been running in the UK for a few years now. I don't hate Star Wars. It's not very good. Have I ever thought about going back to teaching? No. I mean, it's always there at the back of my mind. It's always one of those things that I think of. If the money situation gets really desperate, it's something that I could do. But I don't know, I'd kind of see it as failing at this. So I want to make a go of this now. I love what I do at the moment. So I'd be more likely to, if I ever went back to teaching, it would only be part-time, so I could carry on trying to grow this business. And even then, I'd be more likely to explore more freelance stuff first. So maybe do a little bit of writing or a little bit of, I don't know, voiceover work type. I don't know. There's bound to be stuff that I could do. I've got a lot of equipment here. I could even go and make wedding videos or something like that if I actually put a little bit of effort into learning how to edit properly. Do I build my own PC? I don't build my own PC. The specs, I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, it's a decent PC. It's a Ryzen 7. I can't remember what flavour of Ryzen 7 it is. It's got a 10... I can't remember if it's a 1050 or 1060. It's the 6 gig graphics card in it. Yes, Rob, I am going to be going to Play Expo that weekend as well. As long as they give me a press pass. I've asked for one. I'm not going to pay to get in, but I've asked for a press pass. Play Expo is down in London the same weekend as Summer in the City. So my plan is I'm down there for the 3 days. Do Summer in the City in so much as I'll be there for the talks that I want to go to. I'll be there to meet up with the people I want to meet up with, to do the collaborations I want to do. The actual show at Summer in the City, there's not a lot. You can't just wander around it for 2 days doing a bit of shopping and having a look like you can at Comic-Con. It's a relatively small area. I'm not really interested in doing meet and greets with other YouTubers. Obviously, if people want to come and meet me, then I'm all up for that. But I'm not going to queue up for hours to get my picture taken with Will N.E. or anything like that. So there's not 3 days of entertainment at Summer in the City for me. I'll be there for the bits that I need to be there for. My hotel's nearby there, but I am planning on heading across to Play Expo a few times over the weekend as well. So anyone who wants to is only interested in gaming stuff, I'll be at a gaming event in London that weekend as well. Andy's shown no interest in playing Fortnite, so it's not that we wouldn't let him, it's that he's not shown any interest in it. It's been played with him around and he just doesn't show any interest in it. So Rob, you're going to be at Play Expo this Saturday and Sunday. We will definitely have the opportunity to catch up that weekend, I think. Will I join your cult? No. The UK... the UK Championship? No, it's that side, isn't it? Behind me. Yes. I am the UK champion. Somewhere I've got my selfie with Pete Dunne that I had taken earlier in the year as well. Does Andy have a favourite thing he likes to do? His favourite thing is it's probably watching YouTube videos, and he loves filming. When we were out today, when we were walking around the woods, he really, really wanted to film me flying the drone. So you'll see in tomorrow's vlog, the drone footage is terrible because all he wanted to do was film the drone flying around him. So rather than me doing all the big cinematic drone stuff, it's kind of just lots of shots of Andy filming the drone that I'm flying. And yeah, he just loves filming stuff. Harry finished first collection of pop vinyls. Awesome. Which set is it? Where's Andy? Andy is... Where is he? He'll be in the bath now, getting ready for bed. What's my favourite chocolate? Oh, I can't talk about chocolate at the moment. I'm on a diet. My favourite chocolate. I really like... And I'm glad that there are not a lot of places that you can buy them, but I love Raisin and Biscuit Yorkies. They are... they're good. Do you have an email? Yeah, Ben, my email is kev@lelujo.fm. I don't mind giving that out. That's my business. That's my business email. So yeah, kev@lelujo.fm. What's Andy's favourite food? Favourite food would be salt and vinegar crisps. Favourite sport to watch? He's not interested in any. To play, he seems really into golf at the moment. Why won't I join your cult? Because I think for myself. What's my favourite game? Football Manager. Outside of that, favourite game ever is probably Skyrim. Ben got his first pop figure today. It was Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon! Say hello to the bad guy. I can't do Razor Ramon's accent at all. That's why I don't do impressions. How old is Andy? He is 13. He turns 14 next month. Do I like Harry Potter? Yeah. I'm not like super into it, but I've read all the books, seen all the films. We've been to the Harry Potter thing down in Watford, is it? Near Watford, the Warner Brothers Studios thing. I've done everything there is to do for Harry Potter. I've drunk butterbeer down Privet Lane. So yeah, let's not pretend any longer, boys and girls. Kev likes Harry Potter. Roughly how many pops do I have? It's somewhere between 120 and 150, I think, at this point. Matthew, welcome along to your first time watching. I'm sorry I'm not able to keep up with the chat. It is just moving so quickly. And a reminder as well, if you are over on YouTube, if you want to get involved in the chat, you need to come over here to YouNow. I'm only seeing the chat on YouNow. So it's younow.com/Lelujo, or the link is down in the description if you're on YouTube. And you can hang out over here, get involved in the chat. Would I like Bob Ross's hair? If I don't put the reason my hair always looks greasy is because it's full of products. Because if I don't fill it with product, it basically looks like Bob Ross's hair. If you, at the very small number of you who might have been at the autism show yesterday, and saw the talk that I did, there was some video clips in there of me without my hair done, and it is just, it's large. I have large hair when it's not done. Everyone else will be able to see that talk when I get the footage, when I get the audio through from the organisers. On my last FM save, I got Belgium to a World Cup final. Will Anna ever marry you? Hopefully. I mean, we've been engaged long enough. In the vlog, you were talking about Andy waking up early in the mornings in the summer. Have we tried blackout curtains? We've considered it, but for whatever reason, have never actually gone and done it. He's got blackout blinds, but they sort of let light squeeze in at the side of it. And I guess it's just kind of one of those things we've never really got round to. It's the summer generally for Andy is a good time. Yeah, he gets up early, but it means he's tired when he goes to bed. He doesn't have any problems settling in the evening. He sleeps all night. He wakes up in a good mood. He's happy. It's the winter when it's dark and miserable outside. Even if we open his curtains and it's still dark and miserable outside, that's when he really struggles, because I think that because of the seasonal affective disorder stuff that he has, I think get as much sunlight on him as much as possible at all times. Does Andy have a lava lamp? Oh, I've just thrown a pen at myself. Put the pen down, Kev. He has a few lava lamps. I've got a couple of them out here because people send him a lot of lava lamps and he likes them, but he doesn't like to have loads in his room. So when he's done with them, he gives them to me. He kind of puts them out on the landing. Done with that now, so I put them out here. But I did want to have them set up in the background behind me, but they kind of they mess up the lighting on the camera. It all goes very wrong. Aaron, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the talk. How have I managed to get Andy to respite? How have you managed to get Andy to respite if you could barely get him to school? It was, I mean, when he first started going to respite, he was still refusing to go to school. It was a similar kind of battle, but the difference is the battle was a battle that I could be a part of. So when he was refusing school, at the time I was still working as a teacher, so I would be leaving home at like 7:30 in the morning, and then the school transport would come about 8:30. I wasn't there, and it was literally a case of he'd just have to refuse the transport. And if he refused to get on the minibus, which, I mean, Anna's shorter than him, she's 5 feet tall, Andy's like 5'2", so if he decided he wasn't going to get on the minibus, she can't make him, no one else can make him, he just doesn't go, and he gets away with it, which he hasn't done for like a year, which is good because obviously I've been here. Whereas with the respite, it was somewhere that we would go when I got home from work, and we'd be going in my car, so he couldn't just refuse to get in the minibus and the problem goes away. If it took us 2 hours to get him in the car, he'd get in the car, and if we had to pick him up and carry him with me and Anna there, we could pick him up and carry him. And we only ever had to do that once. The first time we went, we had to carry him into the car. Once he got there and saw it, he absolutely loved it. He loves his respite place. His absolute favourite thing is that there's like two or three big social room areas there, and there's only ever like 4 or 5 kids there at a time, but in one of the big social areas there's a massive TV that they obviously have control of, which he likes, so he can put his CBeebies on, which he really enjoys. But they've got a sunken trampoline in the floor in front of the TV, and it's quite a big trampoline, and it's one of those ones where it goes into the ground, so it's flat at floor level, so he can go in there, put his CBeebies on the TV, jump up and down on his trampoline while he's watching in the night garden. And I mean, that's better than home. So he loves it now. He was going to respite voluntarily, completely happily for 8 months whilst he was still refusing to go to school. Now he does both. Do you reckon Andy could watch a vlog from when he refused to go to school? Do you reckon... Andy does. He watches back the old vlogs quite a lot. I was talking to... It was a conversation I had a couple of times yesterday with various people about the big one is the back to school meltdown video, and how I've often considered taking it down because it's not really representative of who Andy is anymore. But there are various reasons why we leave it up. But one of them is that Andy does watch it from time to time. And because he can't really communicate why he's watching it, I don't really know why. But when he doesn't like something, he'll stop watching it, or he'll tell me to put it away, or he'll tell me it's finished. Like you've seen him do when I've been filming him from time to time. He'll say finished now, and that's when I cut away because he doesn't want to be filmed anymore. But he'll sit there and he'll watch that. So I think he uses it as, I don't even know how to phrase it right. He kind of views it as an example to himself of a situation he doesn't want to get himself back into. So I think it's actually beneficial. He much prefers life now. He loves school now. He loves his day-to-day life. He loves the routine that he's in. He gets a little bit on edge if the routine changes. So like when we had the bank holidays recently, he didn't like that. So no, I don't think it causes any problems, him watching the old videos. He watches them quite a lot. Reminder again, I've just had a notification come up on the screen that there's still loads of people watching on YouTube, which is fine. You can watch on YouTube, of course. But if you want to get involved in the chat, the only place I'm going to see the chat is here on YouNow. So if you want to ask a question or just hang out and have a chat with us, you need to come over to YouNow. The link is down in the description, or it's younow.com/Lelujo. Right, where did we get to? Yeah, as FM Gene said, a reminder to whatever it was. Yeah, maybe. Whatever it is, it seems to help him. What got me interested in computer science? I don't know. I was just always a massive nerd. Even going back to when I was at school, which is a long time ago. I'm a very old man. But back in like the mid-90s when I was at secondary school. Oh God, how many of you were even born then? Back in the mid-90s when I was at secondary school, we didn't have any kind of computer science or ICT lessons or anything like that. But me and the other really cool kids would hang out in the library at lunchtime, where there would be like 4 computers in the library, and they were probably the only 4 computers in the school. But we would hang out in there and make little text-based adventure games. So we just taught ourselves a little bit of basic code, and there'd be like really basic games of I don't know, you awake in a jungle, and there's a path, one way leads left, one way leads right. Do you go left or right? You go right. Oh, you've been bitten by a snake and you're dead. You should have gone left. and it was all just type it in, text-based adventure stuff. And just from that moment on, I was always fascinated by being able to get this machine to behave and do what I want it to do. I guess if I'd have been born 20 years earlier, I'd have been a mechanic, because cars would have fascinated me just as much. But it just so happened I was growing up at a time when it was kind of I was part of the first generation, really, that got to mess around and program computers. And it just really, it spoke to my nerdiness. So I was all over that from the word go. I'm Andy's stepdad, D. McKinn. Yeah, I'm his stepdad. Does Andy like being in the water? It depends. I mean, he loves hot baths. He loves going in, like, the hot spa at school. He absolutely loves. He loves going to the beach and just standing in the sea and letting the waves hit his ankles. But if you take him to a swimming pool and it kind of goes up to his shoulders, or if he gets his head wet at all, he absolutely hates it. He's never taken a shower. We've tried a couple of times, but he just won't have it. He hates any water on his head, but I think he likes the sensation of the rest of his body being in water. Kev, I'm 19, teacher training, born in 1999. Goodness me. I was doing my A-levels in 1999. Oh, my word. What's my most expensive pop? What, that I bought, or highest value? I think the one that's worth the most now is this one, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix with the gold gun. Can't remember what this gun is called now. But that one has a value of about $140, I think. Obviously, if it was in the box. I don't keep them in the box because I don't ever plan on selling them. But if it had been in the box, that would be worth about $140 now. I've got quite a few exclusive ones that are probably worth quite a lot of money. I tend not to even track it. The only time I ever even try and work it out, I'll update I've got like an online collection thing that tracks their value, and I do it once a year when I'm renewing my contents insurance, just to make sure that I'm covered for my collection. Because I think these shelves behind me, the most recent time we did our insurance, the contents of these shelves were valued at about £4,000, which I know is ridiculous, but it's taken a long time to collect all that stuff together. Yes, it is hard to wash his hair. What's my favourite ride at Thorpe Park? I love the Dr. Pepper log flume thing. I'm not really a roller coaster guy, but I love water rides. So I like rapids, I like log flumes, anything with water I really enjoy. But the log flume at Thorpe Park is awesome. So many of you were born while I was at school. That's mad. FM Gene is Jerome. Hello, Jerome. Now I know who you are. Trying to confuse me with different names. Would I ever sell off pop figures if I needed the money? I've kind of insulated myself against being able to do that by taking them all out of their boxes. In theory, I could still sell them, but their value is a fraction of what it would be if they were all still boxed. So it's probably something that wouldn't be worth doing. Certainly, my thinking at the time would be it would probably be easier for me to earn some money somehow than to sell those, because to sell them, I wouldn't get as much for them as it would cost me to buy them back again. And I wouldn't want to be without them because I really like them. So if I was to sell like 30 of them, I'd perhaps only be able to buy 10 of them back for the price that I sold those 30 for. So I don't want to have to go down that route. And I think I could probably generate money. If it got really desperate, I think I could generate some money quicker than I could probably sell those. If I could bring back a retired wrestler, who would it be? In their prime? Once a wrestler's retired, they're done. But if we have a time machine, I'd love to have Shawn Michaels still wrestling, because Shawn Michaels was brilliant. Have you ever had a short holiday with Andy, like the ones you've had? The only time we've ever done it was the one last year that we had on the vlog, where we went and camped in the woods for a night, and it was loads of fun. Just the whole sleeping in the woods thing doesn't really work for a man as rotund as I am, so it's probably not a decent solution long term. Glamping is something that attracts me, though. I know a lot of you probably watch the Fathering Autism vlogs as well, and the thing they did a couple of days ago, on the day they dropped Abby off at her summer camp, they stayed in that like log cabin thing. That is something that I think we could probably do. You should show Andy Braille. I can't do it myself. We have merch, Benners. We have a merch store. I'm actually in the process of separating the merch store because at the moment the merch is all in one place. So the gaming stuff and the vlog stuff is all in one place. But I've separated it off into 2 separate stores now, which I haven't mentioned on the vlog yet. So no one's gone to the new store. But I'm going to be setting up a new website as well, a whole separate thing, trying to completely separate off the 2 brands. And we'll have Kevin Chapman and we'll have Lelujo, and there'll be 2 completely different things that there shouldn't be any crossover for. He says, knowing full well that his username on YouNow is Lelujo, but I'm an idiot. Am I new to YouNow? New-ish. I've been on here a month, maybe not. No, not even that long. 2 or 3 weeks probably. If you could be a football player for a day, who would it be and why? Cristiano Ronaldo, because does he earn the most? I just want a day of his wages. I don't even need to play in a match. Just give me a day of his wages. I like glamping. Get a place with a hot tub too. I mean, that is a massive shout, actually. That's such a clever point. Why have we not thought of that? If we got like a glamping log cabin-y type place that had a hot tub, that would, I mean, Andy would be all over that. Yeah, the wink thing. I don't know why Andy winks in every vlog now. That's unusual. I don't know where that came from. Humble Bee Farm is amazing for glamping. It's in North Yorkshire. I will check it out. Did you see the tubing on Fathering Autism channel? I didn't. Anna told me about it. I think she watched that video yesterday. What made me come over to YouNow? They approached me and said, "Hi, we're YouNow. Would you like to come and do some streaming over here?" And the conversation kind of went from there. We didn't really have anything like this over on YouTube before. We probably did this 3 or 4 times in a year and a half. But I really like the face-to-face conversations, or not face-to-face, but the direct conversation that we can have. I think it allows me to connect with the core audience really well, which is cool. And I mean, I stream on Twitch on my gaming stuff, so streaming and doing it on a separate platform isn't something I'm alien to. I really enjoy streaming. It's probably the favourite part of what I do. I love streaming. So it's just an extra way for me to do some streaming. Plus, it diversifies my income portfolio, which is important as a self-employed content creator. Oh, why have I passed Kev's talking as well? Shut up, past Kev. He does usually ask me to wink as well. Am I going to guess people? I don't know what you mean. Have you seen SBSK? That's the Special Books by Special Kids channel thing, is it? I know of it. I've not ever watched anything that's on it. But that doesn't mean that I don't like it. I just haven't seen any of it. I know Fathering Autism were on there recently, so I'll probably watch that one and get a feel for what the rest of the channel is. What I understand is it's kind of like, is it mini documentaries showing different families and different people in different circumstances? Why don't you answer my question? Because that's the first one that I've seen. There you go. I've answered that one. Streaming is fun. Yeah, exactly. Streaming is fun because of the interaction. Dembele is believed to be the Silva Lopez replacement. Really? My understanding is Dembele is a striker or winger. De Silva Lopez played central midfield or right wing back for us. I did watch England earlier. I do want to get some army rations. Just like 1 pack, just because it looks fun. For anyone who doesn't know what that question's about, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, I'm at Lelujo over there. Me and Anna, for some reason, I still don't really know how, I think it just came up in our recommended and we kind of fell down a rabbit hole, but we spent most of yesterday evening watching videos of people unboxing and trying army rations, and it was really fun. And now I kind of want an army rations kit. And I've said to Anna I might do a video at some point over the summer where I just get like a 1-man tent and an army rations pack and go out into the woods with Dave and just see if I survive on my own. Will I be doing any meetups around the UK soon? Well, we did one yesterday at the Autism Show. I'll be at Summer in the City in August and Play Expo in August. They're both down in London. What else am I going to be? I'll be back at the NEC in September for EGX. I'll be back down in London in October for Comic-Con. I don't think I'm going to Manchester this year, which will be the first time since 2011 I've not been to Manchester, but there's nothing happening in Manchester for me this year. So I don't think I'm going to be making it up to Manchester. But yeah, the main places, Birmingham and London, I'm at regularly. Gerrard, Scholes or Lampard? You know what? I don't really want any of them. I think that the Scholes probably is the best of the three, but certainly Gerrard and Lampard, and England fans are going to hate this, but Gerrard and Lampard, I think either of them would ruin the England team that played today because they were big-time Charlies who never did it for England. And I think all three of them were considered bigger than the team, whereas now we've got players who actually play for the team rather than for themselves, which I think you never got that from the likes of Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, Beckham even. I think this crop of players, because I was going to say there's no massive standout stars. Obviously we've got Harry Kane, but him aside, the rest of it is a team, and I think that's made all the difference. The fact you don't have Steven Gerrard who thinks he's better than the team. Am I going? Yeah, we're going to Goose Fair. We'll be at Goose Fair in October. Do I remember you, Kevin? Me, Kevin. No. But then I'm terrible with names. Yes, Andy's doing good. The Panama fans had a good day. I mean, it was a really lovely atmosphere at the England game earlier. Everyone in the ground left happy, which is just about perfect. I'm watching old vlogs on my laptop and this on the iPad. That's awesome. Where do I think England will get in the World Cup? I've said before the tournament quarterfinals, I would still, depending on who we draw, I think we have to be happy with quarterfinals. I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself. The first two games have been against two really poor teams. We'll see how we get on against Belgium, who are obviously not a poor team. But, I mean, if we go out and beat Belgium 3-0 on Thursday, then you've got to think we're actually in with a decent chance of winning the whole thing. But at the moment, I think if we ended up going out in the quarterfinals on penalties to Germany or Brazil or whoever it might be, I think you've got to be satisfied that was a job well done. If you go to any country, where would you go? America. Oh yeah, a draw versus Belgium would be good. But a win against Belgium would show that we mean business. Is Football Manager easy to get a hand? Not really. Football Manager is it's one of the most in-depth, most complicated games ever. But it's worth the complication and the confusion. I'm going to Fort Park on the 15th, World Cup final, so no, my luck, England will get to the final after 52 years. Yeah, I think I'd probably not go if that was the case. I would like to do a video with Fathering Autism. The issue is, obviously, they're over in Florida, we're here, so it's difficult matching up times because they're generally sleeping while we're awake and vice versa. So we'll definitely do something at some point. It's just getting that set up, which is difficult, because as much as I like the collaboration I did with the Aspie World, it was good. I enjoyed doing it. I don't want to fill my channel just with videos that are basically Skype calls, though, which is exactly what a video with Fathering Autism would be. So when we do it, I want it to be a good video. So it'll happen, but logistically it's hard, and we need the right topic and the right method of delivery. So hopefully at some point one of us will be successful enough to be able to fly and meet the other one. Hint, hint, he's hitting 100,000 a lot sooner than I am. What's my favourite pie? Pork. Will you do a meetup if England got to the final to watch it? Nah, probably not. I'm good, thank you. Georgia. I love how so many people are talking about autism from the inside out. It's good. It's good that the topic is actually being spoken about by people. What pop finals do I want? All the ones I don't have, apart from the Star Wars ones. Does Andy refuse to do stuff? Yeah, all the time. He refuses to do loads of stuff. Remember me from the train when you went from the train? I don't know what you mean. My son played rugby for the first time in 2 weeks and they won 58-10 with no training. Awesome. What do I think is Autism Speaks? I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? Is this me showing ignorance again? What careers are Lucy and Amy interested in taking on in the future? Lucy wants to do something in healthcare. Her mum's a nurse, and I think she'd quite like to go down that route. Amy is a typical 11-year-old who changes her mind every couple of weeks about what she wants to do. So we'll see, I guess. Do you think the numbers will be low in tonight's stream due to it not being FM? Oh, yeah, absolutely. If there's 50 people, I'll be pleased. It's an autism charity that's somewhat... Oh, is this the whole one that... I know there is an autism charity. I don't know the name of it. The only one I've ever supported is the National Autistic Society. But is this the one that does the whole purple thing? Is that what it is? Or blue? Or they shine lights on stuff and they spend some of the money that's raised on trying to find a cure and nonsense like that. Yeah, that's a load of nonsense. You should do differences, boys and girls, fathering autism. We could do. The idea that I've put to him previously is that we could talk about the differences in provisions and stuff available in the UK compared to in the US, because I know there's some real fundamental differences, even stuff like the fact that she's gone off to a summer camp specifically for children with autism. There's nothing like that here. It's certainly not accessible to us. ABA therapy is really big there, and it's kind of frowned on here. There's different respite care takes a different shape over there to what it does here. There's massive differences between what's available, what's seen as right or wrong. So it'd be interesting to have a little chat about how the UK and the US differences are when it comes to being a parent of someone with autism. Columbia are winning 3-0. Nice. I'm on my last mouthful, Tom. So yeah, the coffee's nearly done. Favourite foods? Oh, I don't know. Mine's pizza or barbecue food. Anna is fussy and it changes from day to day. Andy likes crisps. The girls probably barbecue as well. What time is it in England? It is currently 36 minutes past 8. What's my... Oh, yeah, that's the favourite food one. Why am I called Lelujo? I'm no longer allowed to answer that question on YouNow. I answer that question only once on every platform. So now the responsibility is on the rest of the audience or you to go and find it from somewhere else. Or someone in the chat might tell you. But otherwise, I end up answering that question all the time. Would I rather be in the woods at night or a haunted mansion? Well, considering haunted is nonsense, I'll have the not haunted, completely fine mansion, please. Rather than the woods that's got bears and wolves in. Yeah, my boyfriend watches videos all the time. We're from Boston and work special needs school here. It's nice to see Andy. Oh, that's awesome. How do you deal with the lack of structure in the summer vacation? We're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. Last year, we put a lot of structure in place because... last year was all focused around getting him back to school. So it was very much every day we would go through routines like taking him out places, taking him to see the school, reminding him he's going to school, taking him through his calendar and all that kind of thing, reminding him what he'd be doing at school. This year is going to be a little bit different. So we'll see, I guess. And the USA, it seems like there's a lot of parents around in the UK. I'm not sure what that means. I'm one of the peeps from the train when you went to the trams in Nottingham. Ah, okay, now I know who you are. Okay. Well, I know what you're talking about. Are you going to do more puberty videos? Maybe, yeah. Harvey, you've got to go. Or Harry, not Harvey. I've also got to go, so I'm going to take my last sip. In fact, there might be 2 sips left here. Hold on. The coffee's all gone. That was a big mouthful. Oh, goodness me. So, we are going to leave things there. We are back here on YouNow tomorrow night, so you're not going to have to miss me for very long. I'll be back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for another Coffee with Kev. And if you do want to keep the conversation going tonight, I'm going to be live on Twitch in 22 minutes' time, 9 p.m. tonight, twitch.tv/LelujoFM. And we're going to be just having a chat and playing some train station simulator, and it's going to be lots of fun. So, toodle pip everybody, and I shall see you all again very soon. Where's the stop button? Thanks for watching.